When your cat waits by the door only when you come home, do you actually know what that means? Yes, it looks sweet, like they're just excited to see you. But behind that simple moment, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. And if you ignore it, which most owners do, you might be missing one of the clearest signals your cat uses to define your relationship. Let's start with what that quiet ritual really means. 1. It's not about routine, it's about you. Have you ever noticed your cat doesn't wait by the door for everyone? Maybe other people come and go all day, but when it's you, somehow they know and they're there. Most people think it's just routine. Same time, same sound, same door. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat isn't just reacting to a schedule, they're responding to you specifically. Cats are incredibly sensitive to patterns, yes, but they're even more sensitive to individuals. Your footsteps, your scent lingering outside the door, even the subtle vibrations you don't notice. Your cat can distinguish all of it. And over time, they build an internal map of you. Not just someone is coming home, but my person is coming home. Think about that for a second. This isn't random behavior, it's selective attention. And by the way, if your cat ever seems restless right before you arrive, pacing or sitting near the door minutes earlier, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means later, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Because this isn't about habit, it's about recognition, and that changes everything. 2. Your cat is tracking you more than you think. Have you ever wondered how your cat knows it's you before the door even opens? No sound, no visual cue, just certainty. Most people assume it's coincidence, but here's what's actually happening. A 2017 study from Kyoto University found that cats can recognize their owner's voice and distinguish it from strangers, even when they choose not to respond. And more importantly, behavioral scientists have observed that cats build multi-sensory recognition systems. That means they don't rely on just one signal. They combine scent, sound, timing, and environmental changes. So when you're approaching your home, your cat isn't guessing, they're detecting. The faint shift in footsteps outside, the rhythm of how you walk, even the subtle airflow changes near the door. And what this means emotionally is something deeper. Your cat is paying attention to you in ways you don't even realize. They are aware of your presence before you enter their world. Think about that for a second. This is not passive behavior. This is active anticipation. And it tells you something important. You matter enough to be tracked. 3. This is a territorial claim, but not how you think. Now, here's where most people misunderstand cats completely. You see your cat at the door and think, they're waiting to greet me. But here's what's actually happening. This is territory. Cats are territorial animals, but territory isn't just space, it's identity. Researchers who study feline behavior explain that cats use scent glands around their face and body to mark what belongs in their world. And when you leave the house, your scent begins to fade from that environment. So when you return, your cat positions themselves at the doorway, the boundary between outside and inside. Why? Because that's where they reestablish you. When they rub against you, circle your legs, or even just stand close, they're not just greeting you, they're reclaiming you, remarking you as part of their territory, as part of their safe world. And here's the emotional reframe. They don't see you as a visitor. They see you as something that belongs with them. Think about that for a second. You are not separate from their environment. You are part of it. And that's why the door matters. It's the line where you leave them and where they bring you back. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. 4. This behavior comes from something ancient. Have you ever wondered why this feels so instinctive, so natural, like your cat just knows to be there? Here's what's actually happening. This behavior goes back thousands of years. In the wild, feline ancestors depended on precise awareness of movement, who leaves, who returns, and when, because survival depended on it. A missing member of a group, or even a familiar presence disappearing, meant potential danger. Animal cognition research shows that cats evolved to monitor the comings and goings of those in their environment closely. And when domestic cats formed bonds with humans, that instinct didn't disappear. It adapted. Now, instead of tracking predators or group members, they track you. Your absence matters. Your return matters. And what makes this even more meaningful is this. They don't just notice when you're gone. They wait for you to come back. Think about that. Waiting is not passive. Waiting is expectation. And expectation means emotional investment. Your cat is not just reacting, they are anticipating your return. And that changes everything. 5. They don't do this for just anyone. Now, ask yourself this. Does your cat wait by the door for every person in your home, or is it just you? Most people don't question this. They assume their cat is just being social. But here's what's actually happening. Cats are selective with their attention. Studies on domestic cats reveal that they form stronger attachment bonds with specific individuals based on consistency, safety, and emotional predictability. That means your cat has chosen you, not randomly, not by accident, but through repeated experiences where you've become their point of stability. And this is where it becomes personal. Because they don't wait like this for strangers, they don't position themselves at the door for just anyone. They do it for the one person they associate with safety, familiarity, and emotional comfort. Think about that for a second. Out of everyone in their world, they're waiting for you. And that changes how you should see that moment entirely. 6. This is an act of vulnerability. This is what most owners never realize. Waiting by the door might seem simple, but it's actually one of the most vulnerable things your cat can do. Here's what's actually happening. When your cat positions themselves at the entrance, they are placing themselves in a space of uncertainty. The door is unpredictable. It opens, it closes, it brings unknown elements. In feline instinct, that's a risky place to be. And yet, they choose to sit there. They choose to face that uncertainty. Why? Because they expect you. Remember earlier when I said your cat might seem restless before you arrive? This is what I was talking about. That pacing, that waiting, that quiet focus near the door. It's not boredom, it's anticipation mixed with vulnerability. They are exposing themselves to a potentially stressful environment because they trust the outcome. They trust that it will be you. Think about that for a second. Your cat is choosing expectation over instinct, trust over caution. And that's not small. That's a decision, a quiet one, but a powerful one. 7. When this stops, pay attention. Now, here's where it becomes important. What happens when your cat stops waiting by the door? Most people don't notice at first. Life gets busy, you come home, the cat isn't there, you assume they're sleeping somewhere. But here's what's actually happening. A sudden change in this behavior can be a signal. Veterinary behavioral studies show that shifts in routine-based bonding behaviors, like greeting patterns, can indicate stress, illness, or emotional withdrawal. Because this behavior is tied to connection, so when it disappears, something has changed in how your cat feels or functions. It could be physical discomfort, it could be anxiety, or it could be a breakdown in routine that matters more than you realized. This is where most owners get it wrong. They ignore the absence, but the absence is the message. So the next time your cat stops waiting at the door, don't dismiss it. Pay attention, because that silence is saying something, and it matters. So, when your cat waits by the door only when you come home, what are they really trying to say? It's not just a greeting. It's not just routine. It's recognition. It's anticipation. It's trust. That's not a cat being used to you. That's a cat choosing you. And that quiet moment by the door, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.